Damien Woody joining us now here on Sports Center. So, Damien, Joe Burrow returns and leads the Bengals to a win. What did you see from number 9 in his first game since week 2?
Yeah, I saw a guy that was moving around pretty well. That was the one thing I was looking out for, considering his lower leg injury that held him out of 9 games. I thought he maneuvered in and outside the pocket. He was accurate with the football. He was decisive.
Lamar Chase right there. And you know what? The Ravens, let's talk about them. They snapped their 5-game winning streak. Some key mistakes offensively. Damien, how concerned are you with this type of game for Lamar and these Ravens after they had that win streak this game?
Yeah, I mean, listen, 5 turnovers. You're not going to win any game, turn the ball over 5 times. But if anyone who's been watching the Ravens as of late, there's some concerning signs, particularly on the offensive side. He's injured out there, playing with the injury, and this offense just not able to run the ball as we've once seen with the Baltimore Ravens. So, they're 6-6. They fall into second place behind the Pittsburgh Steelers. They got to figure this thing out, or Baltimore could be in a position where they're on the outside looking in come the end of the season.
Yeah, and they can't have 5 turnovers. Okay, more from Damien in a bit.
All right, let's talk about implications. All right, Damien, let's play the "so you're saying there's a chance" Jim Carrey thing here. The Bengals are still alive in the AFC North. What are their realistic chances to save this season and make the playoffs now that Burrow is back?
Yeah, listen, tonight was a great night, but it's ever so slim. I mean, their margin for error is next to nothing. And here's the thing. Tonight, this defense got 5 turnovers. But look at the body of work this whole season when we talk about the Cincinnati Bengals defense. They're the worst defense in the National Football League. So we can't realistically count on the Cincinnati Bengals defense creating that many turnovers moving forward. They'll be able to score points, no doubt about it, with Joe Burrow and getting T. Higgins back and Lamar Chase and company. But this defense is still a real big issue for the Cincinnati Bengals.
So it's interesting. When you talk about that, the defense being an issue, maybe they don't have such a great chance to make the playoffs. But what kind of lift does it give a team for Joe Burrow to come back anyway and continue to perform and continue to play, even though it really looks like their playoff chances are slim?
Yes. Because he was 12 or 26. But he got going in the second half. He was just off just a tad. Yeah. But look, that defense, that was how you guys won the game. Yes. Because you took a touchdown off the board from Likely by stripping him. Now, it looked like to me, Ocho, I don't know, maybe the chat saw something different, but it looked like he was about to go he wanted to raise the ball up as he was going into the end zone, and they chopped his arm, and he fumbled it.
I think he was losing control of it. And if he was going to raise his arm, I think he might have been trying to raise it to get it away from the person that was on his inside that he could actually see.
Yeah, he didn't see the person coming from. Yeah, he didn't see that person.
Yeah.
So he just saw. He knows somebody. He saw that person coming from this side. So he was getting ready to switch hands. But it was the person from the outside that coming inside out that chopped it, and the ball goes down. Lamar fumble. Osai.
Yeah,
I think that's how you pronounce his name.
Yeah, Joseph Osai. Yeah.
He did a great job of causing the pressure. Got a sack, and the guy catches it right out the air. That Baltimore defense bowled their back. They didn't let them in the end zone. For the longest time, the Baltimore Ravens defense held and held and held because I think Cincy was like 0 for 3 in the red zone. Yeah. And they turned them over on downs. But the Ravens offense could not get on track. Mainly that offense goes as Lamar Jackson goes. Lamar didn't play well tonight, Ocho.
He didn't play well tonight, but also I want you to remember what you said about my defense. I want you to remember what you said about my defense. They played good. We couldn't stop nothing. We were last in the league and all this and all these categories statistically and how bad we are and how bad we've been, after the season. But all that matters, it's a nice game. And I told you, every game is week to week. It's any given Sunday. You never know what's going to happen, regardless of how bad a team may be statistically and whatever category they may be in. And in games like this tonight, why I was so confident. That's why I was so confident. And obviously, I boast and I talk my trash, but it's one thing about the NFL that I understand and playing the game for a very long time. Even if you dominate in certain areas, there's always a game where for some reason, even a team that's bad, they play well. The matchups, the personnel, whatever it may be. And the turnovers obviously helped a little bit outside.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, because if it wasn't no turnover, we still would have beat y'all.
No, you wouldn't.
The game would have been a lot closer. That's
Let me
all.
ask you a question. How many games y'all won this year when y'all didn't create turnovers?
Here you go. You worried about? You see, we don't want to talk about. We talk about tonight. We talk about tonight.
You got 5 turnovers. How many teams we saw? Let me ask you a question. We saw Detroit with that high-powered offense turn the ball over against the Commanders last year in the playoffs, and what happened? You know you're not winning no game. You turn the ball over 5 times.
Hey, let me tell you something. I hear everything you talk about, right? We in 2025. I don't want to hear about last year. I want to talk about tonight's game. I want to talk about tonight's game with the Cincinnati Bengals, but built ass.
You did.
Yes, we did.
But let's not look. You guys did what you needed to do to keep your slim playoff hopes alive.
Slim.
You created turnovers.
Hold on. Oh, so you still talking spicy? Hold on. You do know we go to Buffalo next week, right?
Yes.
And after we play Buffalo, you know who got to come right back to us the following week?
Baltimore.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if mind your mouth and mind your tongue before you put them in the hole again and y'all lose again, and then we be at the top of the goddamn.
Buffalo. Well, I ain't even worried about that because I already know Buffalo gonna put belt ass, so I ain't cool. I ain't even worried about that.
You said the same thing about Baltimore.
I ain't worried about that.
You said the same thing about Baltimore.
Yeah, Baltimore. I didn't expect you guys defensively to play this well, and I damn sure didn't expect Lamar to play this bad. So it was a combination of one playing good and the other playing bad. Your defense played exemplary.
Yeah, can I tell you something?
Yes.
This is a good thing. This is a good thing for us. You know, as a fan of not just the Bengals, but as a fan of the game of football in general. You know what carries over week to week when you play well? It's called momentum. It's called momentum. And defense,
y'all ain't got it.
Yeah. See, that momentum and that confidence is going to carry us right on over to Buffalo. It's going to carry us right on over to Buffalo. And then, hold on, we get T. Higgins back next week. Mitchell Tinsley played well. Yoshi played well tonight. You know, goddamn Tanner caught him a touchdown, little one-hand touchdown.
You can't play it any better than what Hamilton had him played. He made a great catch.
Hey, that was beautiful defense. That was beautiful. But one thing about beautiful defense, the only thing that can spoil that is a perfect throw. Perfect throw, and then that's what that was. Hold on. Who else? Yoshi played well. Jamar Chase came back. He came back. I'm not sure how many catches he had, but he had over 100.
He had 14 targets, 7 for $110.
Oh yeah, come on now. What we talking about? We know with 1 game suspension, and then they got to deal with that boy down in Buffalo. And T. Higgins come back, and the defense playing with that kind of momentum going into next week. Man, we don't see Josh Allen. We don't see that. And no disrespect to them boy, Tre'Davious Ward. I mean, not Tre'Davious. That was my dog last name, man.
Tre'Davious White.
Tre'Davious White. Hey, that's my boy. He was playing some good ball since he came off that Achilles tear. I'm excited for him. I'm excited for that matchup. So I can't wait to see that. We understand the greatness of Josh Allen and his supporting cast. You know, Shakira and them boys, man. But hey, man, we don't even see it. We don't even see it. You know, I know they just signed Brandon Cooks too. We don't even see you either. We cooking. We don't even see nothing, Nathaniel. And I told Eric Ball, you know Eric Ball, right?
Yeah.
I told Eric Ball, I say, listen, Eric, y'all give me a sideline pass to Buffalo, please. I don't care how cold it is. I don't care you see, I was a good luck charm for the night. Because I've been talking trash about us all week and about what we was going to do to the Baltimore Ravens in a respectful way now. In a respectful way. As you can see, I've been showing grace and respect while I've been talking trash. No cursing out, no being.
Nah, you've been saying, how many times you done said butt ass? How many times you done said I told you what we was gonna do?
Okay, but that's in a respectful manner as opposed to the way other people
No,
talk.
you were cursing early on.
I know, I'm cursing to add emphasis. It's like when you cook Thanksgiving dinner, you add seasoning to your food. That's what cursing does for me. I call it a sentence enhancer. That's all. I mean, no disrespect. You know, I do this is with all love and respect to all my Ravens fans. Let me boast. Let me feel good about myself. And Butter, don't you try to hide on Twitter either, Butter. Huh? You met Buddy and you ain't met Buddy yet, huh? Oh yeah, you got to see his Twitter, man. It's lovely. I'm talking about all things Ravens. Of course, he does other content related to football and basketball and stuff. Man, really good dude. So he been talking trash too. So that's why I keep calling his name. But I'm gonna see you in a minute. I hope you're in the goddamn chat. Anyone else that's a Raven fans? I say this with all due respect and love. We won the game tonight, and I'm gonna see y'all in 2 weeks. We won the game tonight, and I'm gonna see y'all in 2 weeks.
I'm also confused by the Ravens' game plan.
You ain't like it?
Derrick Henry breaks off the long run for the touchdown, and I don't really see him until the beginning of the third quarter, and because I see Mitchell and I see everybody else running the football except Derrick Henry. Maybe I missed it.
I mean, we were good. We were doing a good job of containing Derrick Henry most of the night outside of that long run, though.
I mean, but he had 10 carries for 60 yards. He's averaging 6 yards a carry.
Yeah.
So even if you take, so he had 32 yards on 9 carries, I think, yeah. But you know how he is. He's a guy that the more touches you give him, the harder he runs. Yeah. I'm also confused. The Bengals come with a 0 blitz.
Yes.
And you got an end-breaking right call. You take the top off it. You had to know it's going to be 0 blitz because you max protected it. Mm-hmm. Why else would you check to a max protection if you're not thinking a bomb blitz? Mm-hmm. And then they run Zay Flowers on a dagger route. Why would you run him on a dagger route and there's nobody in the middle of the field?
You know what's funny too, Unc? That's universal for every team because when there was a 0 blitz for us, and that safety in that backup was coming, I had a slant. Now it's up to the quarterback to say, listen, I'm gonna hold the goddamn ball one more tick. I'm gonna get my ass killed, but change the route up and just go.
Yes.
Route up and just go.
I got the whole field to work with.
Oh, absolutely, because there's nothing back there.
Right.
I mean, the goddamn DB's in no man's land. But that's something that the offensive coordinator has to agree with because you hold that ball too long, you get Lamar killed.
But here's the thing, though, Ocho. You already in gun. You can retreat. It's not like it used to be back in the day when you under center and you check it and you had the back. You already away from the center. Yes, so you already got distance between you and the nearest rusher. Right. Now when you retreat, you can just keep retreating and put it up because you're not worried about the safety or anybody from backside coming into play. You can run him on a go. You can run him on a post, cross his face, whatever. Anytime we saw 0 blitz and they checked the coverage, Seven would always say, take the top off. Take the top off. Okay. I'm looking like, bro, what are y'all doing? Why would you run a dagger route? Why would you run a route against 0 coverage for a 15, 20-yard completion when you can have a 40-yard touchdown? It just made no sense to me.
Yeah, you were right.
But the whole game plan tonight, and maybe that had more to do with Cincinnati and how they got after Lamar and how they did after that long run. You're right, Ocho. They didn't. Mitchell had an 18-yard run. Lamar had an 11-yard scramble. But it was just the turnovers. You're not overcoming that because we already know the Ravens defense is not fortified like it used to be. Mm-hmm. And they did a great job for the most part, Ocho, because they kept them out of the end zone. But you can only do that for so long. Before you know what, the levee burst, and now here comes
it was a wrap. And the funny thing too, you got to remember, and those that are in the chat that are listening, you have to remember when it comes to these division games, you know each other very well. You understand the tendencies and what you like to do based on down and distance, and formation recognition. Even though you try to change things up to make it look different, but the bulk of what your offense is what your offense is, regardless of what you line up in. Your chances of doing the same thing over and over repeatedly based on what you know and what you like to do, it always stays the same. The only thing that changes is the formations and where the ball is, whether it's in the middle of the field, on the left hash to the right hash. But what you like to do will always be your offense, which is why I think, hypothetically speaking, if there weren't 5 turnovers, this game would have been extremely close. It would have come down to the team or the quarterback that makes the fewest mistakes.
That's normally how it comes down when you got evenly matched teams. Because it's not like the Ravens defense are world beaters this year, Ocho, like they have in years past. Last year they were okay, but they weren't great. This year they've really fallen off. I'm looking at Marlon Humphrey and their coverage at their times. He's getting beat by tight end. He's getting beat by Gesicki. He's not even close. They're running like 5, and he's underneath, and he's not even close to Chase. And he got help over the top. I mean, guys are like, I'm like, what is this?
I think I know when you talk about when they were doubling, they were running 55.
Yes.
They were trying to inside it out. They tried to inside it out.
They're not even the underneath guy's not even close.
Yeah, that's where the weak spot is. The weak spot is exactly the I call it hard 7. That's what the weak spot is, because the goddamn safety has to stay over top and the corner has underneath. So what do? You split the gap and run the deep out.
But hold on, Ocho. Where you going? You ain't worried about him beating you deep. So all I got to do, I'm playing up underneath. I'm in your hip pocket.
Right.
You jump inside.
Yeah.
So now I'm just in a trail position. Whatever you do, I'm there. He wasn't even. They weren't even close
because he was banking on him running that goddamn dig.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. I'm just like, bro. They just like that defense. They need a lot to be. They left a lot to be desired tonight, even more so than normal. But when your offense turns the ball over five times, it makes the defense look even worse than what they played. Because I don't think they played bad tonight, given the position that the offense put them in. The offense put them in some terrible positions, really, really bad positions, and they held them to field goals for what they have. They made them kick 4 field goals in the first half, Ocho.
Yeah.
And then they gave up 14 in the third quarter.
Yeah, and that had me nervous. That had me nervous, the fact that we were able to drive the ball so well. I'm like, but goddamn, Joe, you cooking. And I talked to Joe, I think it might have been early in the fourth quarter. You know, they had switched sides, and I was right behind him. I say, Joe, what? But do you realize what you're doing right now? He said, I feel like I'm cooking. He said, nah, I'm not playing like I should. I was, but goddamn, Joe.
Yeah. Well, you are that long. I mean, I mean, he looked good on some throws, but you got to realize he's been off for 10 weeks, 11 weeks. And to come back, it'll take him some time, probably by the third game.
Yeah. I mean,
he'll get his time and his spidey senses will start tingling. He did a great job of moving by creating time and finding guys. I thought the guys offensively, they played really well. I think, late in the ball game, Ocho, I thought they got really conservative. He's like, you know what? A field goal is good here. We don't need to take any unnecessary risk.
I understand that, but why does every team do that? Listen, let's make a statement. Let's make a statement. I mean, listen, I talked to Zach Taylor going into the tunnel after the game. I'm like, Zach, great game. I love it. I'm going to see you in Buffalo. But I'm thinking to myself on the sideline, it's 5 minutes to go. We have a chance to score. We inside the 20. We're in the red zone. Let's be aggressive.
You run the ball. Yeah.
Hold on. And then we run the ball purposely in the A, in the B gap, knowing you ain't going to go nowhere. You know you're not going to go nowhere. Like, what's the point?
You're right. I saw that. And I think he's thinking like, you know what? As long as we don't give a turnover or get a scoop and score a pick six, they can't move the ball. Against the way our defense is playing tonight, he got pressure. They pressured the hell out of Lamar Jackson more than normally. He had on the interception that Knight got, he had Mark Andrews coming wide ass open, but likely caught the DB, the D lineman pushed him back, got his hand up and got tipped, and that ended the drive right there. But Lamar didn't play well. We can attest it. We can say that. But I think it might have had more to do with Cincy's defense than he eating too much or him still not recover from that hamstring.
And another thing. I know some of my homeboys down in Cincinnati.